Many of us might ask, what is faith? How does one have faith in God? Most brothers and sisters in the Lord say they are Christians and have faith in Christ as long as they know the name of God, continue in reading the Bible, meeting and praying, and in turn are willing to give everything and work. But there is one side to the interpretation. Indeed, true faith means that when our mind and body endures great suffering through transformation or adversity, we can still not misinterpret or lament about God but can still obey God and persevere in believing in and following God. From biblical records we see, when Job was tempted by Satan, bandits robbed his livestock from him, his servants were killed, his children were struck with calamity, he got sore boils all over his body, and his wife laughed at him and begged him to forsake God's name. He suffered agony in both his body and soul, in the face of these unexpected misfortunes. He did not, however, lament about the separation of Jehovah God from him, but said, "The Lord has given, and the Lord has taken away, blessed be the name of Jehovah." Job chapter 1 verse 21. He bore a powerful and resounding witness for God who shamed Satan and vanquished him. Seeing Job's faith in him, God doubly blessed Job and gave him more cattle, sheep and beautiful kids. And Job ended up dying, full of days. Job is a model of faith, and every one of us believers in the Lord is worthy of emulation. From the testimony of Job, we can see that when God blessed him, he believed that all that man had was due to God's blessings, so he thanked God and worshipped God. When God's trials came upon him, although he did not understand and felt pain inside, he still obeyed God and had no complaints. Only this is true faith in God, and this is also the sincere heart of man towards God. Just like the words of God say, what does faith mean by that? Faith is the true belief and the sincere heart that human beings should have when they cannot see or touch something, when God's work is not in line with human notions, when it is beyond human reach. This is the faith I am talking about. People need faith in times of hardship and refinement, and along with faith comes refining. They are inextricable. How, then, can we develop true faith in God? This needs us to experience and appreciate the work of God in our daily lives. When we can see the mastery of God, the orchestrations and arrangements of our life, and the authority and deeds of God, and have a true understanding of God through them, no matter how God's work does not conform to our conceptions, we will still be able to maintain our faith in God. Just like Job, he only heard of God, but he never saw God. However, he could know the sovereignty of God and see the righteousness of God among all the stuff. For example, man's fortune and misfortune, how much money one would have, and how many children one would have in life, he knew all these were under God's sovereignty, despite man's own plans and calculations. He saw those who were evil and punished by God, who were kind-hearted and received the grace and blessings of God, and so on. He developed true faith in God because of these understandings of God. So when Satan's temptations came upon him, though he was wretched, he knew that all the things he enjoyed had come from God, and had not been earned by his own hard work, and that if God wanted to take them back, he should not complain or misunderstand God, but obey God. If we want to develop true faith in God as Job and Moses did, we must practically experience the work of God in our daily lives. Especially when some hardships and distress situations come upon us, we should first obey intentionally, and then look to God, pray to God, and seek the will of God. If, through this, we achieve true obedience to God, we will surely see His wondrous deeds and develop true faith in Him. At this point, I am reminded of the experience of a new sister. Not long after she accepted God's new work, she suffered from illness. Later, it got worse and worse, and she was even in danger of getting the Bell palsy. She was very weak at the time and in great pain. But by praying and reading the words of God, she came to understand that Satan was using illness to disturb her. That illness was the temptation of Satan, and it was the test of God. After understanding the intention of God, she prayed to God, saying that she was willing to give herself to God, and she was determined to bear witness. After that, she recovered very quickly. So, not only did she not leave God because of that illness, but she actually strengthened her resolve to follow God even more after seeing the marvelous deeds of God. There's a brother in there, too. He was very passionate when he first started to believe in God. But later, because of his faith in God, the CCP hunted him down, so he had to leave home and lead the life of the vagabonds, the homeless. It was extremely difficult, so he became weak. Afterward, it was only by reading the words of God that he realized his own impureness in believing in God, and that his faith in God was in order to receive the blessings and grace of God. So, he turned around his misconceptions about faith in God. After that, because in harsh environments, he relied on God at every moment to fulfill his duty to spread the gospel, so many times he managed to escape under the nose of the CCP. From this, he personally experienced the marvelous protection of God, and he also saw the omnipotence and wisdom of God. As a result, he had more and more faith in God. These practical experiences allow us to see that in our real environment, as long as we carefully experience the guidance, support, help, or chastening and discipline of God, we will understand that what God does in us is all His love and salvation for us. Then we shall have true understanding of Him, we shall appreciate His omnipotence and wisdom, and we shall know even more that His righteous disposition is inviolable to man. When that time comes, we will have a heart of reverence for God, and then we will develop true faith in God. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to Keep the Faith channel and click the notification bell for you to be updated to our next videos.